Welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Lane. Today we're talking about Schaft Creek, copper prices, and why this could be a pivotal year for a big North American project. With me is Ben, a commodity strategist who follows base metals closely. Ben, great to have you on. And remember, if you have questions as we go, you can ask us at stockalpha.ai.
Thanks, Lane. Glad to be here. This is one of those stories where market moves and project timing line up in a meaningful way.
Let's start with the obvious. Copper is trading around $5 a pound, and gold is north of $4,500 an ounce. Why does that matter so much for a deposit like Schaft Creek?
So, the real question here is how sensitive porphyry projects are to metal prices. A porphyry is a large, bulk tonnage deposit. Lots of rock, lots of metal, but you need scale to make the math work. At about $5 a pound for copper, revenue ramps up and payback periods shorten. Add gold at around $4,500 an ounce as a byproduct credit, and effective operating costs per pound of copper drop materially. That combination lifts net present value and internal rates of return compared with studies run at lower prices.
Interesting.
And to add to that, gold isn't just spare change here. Even a modest gold credit can shave tens of cents off unit costs, which, when you multiply across hundreds of millions of pounds, is a big swing.
Teck is the majority partner and operator at Schaft Creek, and they recently reported record cash on the balance sheet. How does that change the equation?
Teck sitting on record cash gives them optionality. They have a stated capital allocation framework that prioritizes high-return projects and shareholder value. That means if the pre-feasibility study or the updated economics at today's prices clears their hurdle rates, they have the ability to accelerate study work or commit capital. Alternatively, they might use cash to de-risk the asset through drilling or bring in partners with offtake or financing. So the cash position is a practical catalyst, not just a headline figure.
Right. The joint venture plans to kick off a pre-feasibility study in 2026. Walk us through what a pre-feasibility study actually does and why it's a big deal.
A pre-feasibility study, or PFS, is the technical step that updates mining plans, metallurgy, capital costs, operating costs, and produces refreshed economic metrics under current assumptions. It bridges early-stage resource work and a full feasibility study. A strong PFS can de-risk the project for financiers, provide clarity on required capital, and make the path to permitting and construction much clearer. For a partner with 25% ownership like Copper Fox, the PFS is a major near-term value driver.
Okay.
Last year's drilling extended the deposit to the south, which matters because adding resource tons improves scale and gives engineers more flexibility on pit design or stage development. That optionality is especially valuable when commodity prices are high.
So more rock equals more choices.
Exactly. You can design a larger, lower-cost pit or phase the mine to match capital availability. Both approaches can improve project economics.
What are the realistic paths forward here? What might Teck actually do?
There are a few plausible routes. 1. Teck advances internal studies and uses cash to fund a staged program, including the PFS and targeted drilling. 2. Teck pursues strategic partners or offtake agreements to share upfront capital and accelerate permitting. 3. Teck holds the asset, lets prices and study results re-rate the project, and eventually sells or spins it. Any of these outcomes would change the market's view of Copper Fox's 25% stake through de-risking or clearer value realization.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, market participants should watch for signals like Teck's capital allocation commentary, its quarterly cash updates, and any strategic review language that mentions prioritized projects.
Let's talk risks. What's the downside or the things that could slow this down?
Timing and capital allocation are the big ones. A PFS doesn't guarantee a final investment decision. Permitting, indigenous engagement, and environmental planning will be rigorous for a large porphyry in Canada, and those processes take time. Even with strong economics, Teck might ask for additional data before committing. Those steps reduce execution risk over the long run, but they can stretch timelines in the near term.
Understood. For investors trying to frame this, how should they think about exposure?
Schaft Creek is effectively a leveraged binary asset tied to partner decisions and study outcomes. Data suggests the current commodity rally increases the probability that Teck prioritizes the asset or looks for partners to advance it. Market players who want direct leverage look at the company with the 25% stake. Others watch the operator for strategic signals. But, to be clear, this is about monitoring catalysts and probabilities, not making specific trade calls. Key near-term things to watch into 2026 are the start of the PFS, interim technical updates from drilling, and any capital allocation statements from Teck. And of course, whether copper stays elevated as structural demand drivers like electrification and renewable build-outs continue to support long-term demand.
Great, let's wrap with some quick takeaways for listeners.
Sure. First, $5 a pound copper plus gold, around $4,500 an ounce, materially improves project economics for Schaft Creek. Second, Teck's cash and capital framework are a practical catalyst. If economics meet their thresholds, they can accelerate work. Third, the pre-feasibility study starting in 2026 and ongoing drilling will be the main value-defining milestones.
Perfect, thanks, Ben. Honestly, I was a bit surprised by how many moving parts line up here.
Yeah, the alignment of price, partner capacity, and technical progress makes this one to watch.
All right, if you have questions about anything we discussed today, you can ask us directly at stockalpha.ai. We answer listener questions live. And for more market insights and the latest updates on projects like Schaft Creek, head over to stockalpha.ai.